Should we talk about chips
Yes.
before the news and sport? Because apparently our chips are shrinking. There's science behind this. Last summer's heat wave led to 20% fewer potatoes being picked in England and Wales. Those that did get dug up were smaller than usual. And we started talking about science, didn't we, in the office a little earlier. We ended up just talking about chips generally. What was the best kind of chip? Fat chip, thin chip? What should you dip it in? Mayonnaise, ketchup, some kind of horrible mixture somebody was saying they make for their kids where they just stir it all together. So let's talk to Matthew Williams, who owns the Crispy Cod fish and chip shop in Tonarefal, which was voted best in Wales for 2019. Matthew, hello.
Hi there, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you. First of all, then, your potato. Do you get the potatoes and make your own chips? You don't buy your chips in ready chopped, do you?
No, we don't. We do everything ourselves. We use a very good reputable supplier, and we have 2 deliveries a week. And then we make sure we provide our customers with the best tasting chips possible.
Yeah. So are your taties smaller than usual? Then have you noticed?
Yeah, the potatoes have been a bit smaller than usual, but it's not such a bad thing for us because we use a thicker cut chip. We don't use a small cutter when we make our chips. We particularly go for a thicker cut chip because, for one, it's healthier because that product absorbs less oil.
Yeah, there's less surface area, isn't there, to soak the oil up? Yeah,
that's correct. Yeah, so that's what we introduced that probably about 4 or 5 years ago because things people are looking at in the market at the moment, obviously healthy and nutritious food, and we wanted to stand out in our area and try and lead and help the fish and chip industry move forward.
Yeah. But there is that sense of great joy when you're digging into a bag of chips and you find a really massive long chip in there, and you won't be getting that at the moment, will you?
No, we won't at the moment. But our potatoes, they are a good size at the moment. They're not too small. I'm very particular, myself, my manager, we're very particular in what we use in the business. And we always work in advance, so we sample different varieties of potatoes from different parts of the country.
Matthew, how long is your average chip as we speak?
At the moment, I would probably say about 4 inches.
4 inches?
Really? That's massive.
Yeah. So going back,
that's not a chip. That's a wild animal. 4 inches.
Going back last year, this time of year, we got really good potatoes. Obviously, we've into the new batch of Maris Pipers, and normally they're a lot bigger. But at the moment, they are a good size. Like I said, I'm very particular in what we use in the shop. We don't just accept any potatoes off our suppliers. We're very particular.
Yeah. If you're listening to this right now and you're not trying to work out 4 inches with your thumb and forefinger, then you've got better willpower than we have. That's definitely not. You're definitely overestimating that. Yeah, you are. I'm watching Tony. He's got this massive. No, that's not 4 inches. That's way too big. Ronan asks, what is the best potato for making? I think this is just for him at home when he's making them for the kids. What's the best type of potato for making chips?
It's definitely a Maris Piper. We try to use Cambridgeshire potatoes. We do believe they got the best taste. There is a lot of work involved. You wouldn't believe it. The potatoes, which are easy to peel and clean and chip, are probably the least tasting potatoes. When the potatoes come out of a rich, dark soil ground, they do taste a lot better because they've had more flavour into the potato. So it makes our job a little bit easier. But we got different techniques in the business that we use. A seasoned oil rather than just a plain clean oil because you can add more flavour to the chip then.
Seasoned with what?
When we fry fish in our oil, we rotate the oil so it's adding flavour into the product so the potato absorb everything. So we try to, when we put our chips into the fryer, if they've had oil which has been used previously, it's adding flavour into the chip, so it gives you a better taste.
Matthew, it's an education talking to you.
It is, believe it or not. People think that fish and chips is a job and a career for people that have failed maybe in school or different things. I was a Michelin star trained chef and I went into fish and chips, and it was a bit of a challenge for me, and I've worked in some of Wales's finest hotels and restaurants. But it does.
Matthew, we were talking earlier, so the kind of the fight we got up was between fries, curly fries and thick cut chip.
Wedges were in there as well.
And wedges.
Yeah.
How inventive can you be with a chip? Could you do a flat chip?
I don't think so. I don't think it really works. I think fish and chips is the nation's favourite dish, so there's no point trying to mix and trying to make something different than it already works. So I know there's those different things out there like French fries, curly fries, wedges, like you said, but I just don't think there's nothing better than a good old fish and chips, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Matthew, it's lovely to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank
Matthew
you.
Williams, who
Cheers,
owns the
Matthew.
Crispy Cod in Tonnereville.
I'm just laughing here. Stephen Newcastle says,
I just saw that.
who the hell orders their chips by length? Who's ever got into a supermarket and said 6 feet of chips, please? Cut into
Steve,
3-inch pieces.
Don't pretend you've never had the joy of finding a long chip. I'm educated from talking to Matthew, but I don't know about you, I'm also now starving.